Thank you for joining us for the 2-Minute Drill CIF Southern Section Football Playoffs edition. I'm Aram Talegian, a San Gabriel Valley Newspaper Group football writer in the background, joined by, on the left, the Pasadena Star News Prep Sports editor, Miguel Melendez, and on the right, Whittier Daily News Prep Sports editor, Steve Ramirez. Guys, we're talking about a battle of 6-4 teams. One of them is an at-large. One of them is a seed. That could only mean Santa Fe, 6-4 at home, hosting Muir, 6-4 on the road in the first round of the Southeast Division playoffs. Guys, take it away.
Yeah, Muir gets the at-large out of the Southeast Division, the one at-large available, and they sneak that out of the fifth place team from the Pacific League. They're the one dangerous team that people said, I hope we don't draw them, because you know what they're capable of doing once the playoffs start. We saw them do it to La Mirada last year, and then almost, against Bonita, they got off to a strong start in the first half, and then they...
No, it was against Charter Oak. They had a shot to, I believe, win the game.
No, 2 years ago.
Yeah. 2 years ago against Charter Oak, they had a chance to win that game.
With a 2-point conversion at the end of the game that they didn't get.
And then they, like you said, they
last year they beat La Mirada.
So.
And the week after La Mirada, they gave Bonita a little game for a while, and then mistakes did them in.
Second half, yeah.
So, I mean, I talked to Santa Fe coach Malstead on Sunday, and their speed that Muir has is a concern. But Santa Fe has speed too, so I guess in that aspect they can cancel each other out. But Santa Fe is playing very well right now. I mean, they started 1-4. They had a pretty tough schedule with
tough, Stevie.
With one of the top teams in Arizona, St. John Bosco, which is in the Pac-5 playoffs.
Yeah.
Charter Oak, which is in the Inland playoffs. And they founded in the league. They dominated the league. They went 5-0 in league. So. They're playing well right now, but their speed is kind of canceled out, because Muir has athletes and speed.
Yeah, I looked at Santa Fe's schedule. It's a tough one. They've definitely prepared themselves for the playoffs, and they've taken some of the chin during that non-league portion of the season. But when league started, they built some momentum, and then now in the playoffs as a Del Rio league champ, I think there's a reason why they're a favorite, and a reason why they're the second seed in the Southeast Division. I think Muir is prone to penalties. They're prone to miscues. They're prone to mistakes. Granted, last week against PHS, they had 13 penalties, and they won the game 14-6. But against a team that's disciplined, a team that can capitalize, a team that can pounce on your mistakes, will do you at some point. And Santa Fe is that team that's capable of doing that. And if they haven't shown that they've been able to clean up these mistakes. They were against Cristina Valley. They had a chance to win that game. They end up losing that game. It's little things like that.
Miguel, this has been going on for years.
Yeah, well,
it didn't just start this year.
Right, but this season, I mean, we knew it from the beginning, and they knew there was a problem every game. And every game they went in thinking, if we can just correct this, we can give ourselves an advantage, but it seems that they can't find a way to fix this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that Muir has done these things in the past and whatever. This year just feels a little different to me. I don't feel like this is the kind of team that produces the kind of upset or the stunning result or the big game that, of years past, where they sneak up on somebody. I just don't see that as happening. And it's mainly because Santa Fe's non-league schedule, I think, when you've gone against a Charter Oak and a St. John Bosco, they've been on the field with athletes before. This is nothing that will surprise them, what they're getting in Muir. And I just trust them to be the more disciplined team here. And I see this game just getting away from Muir. I don't know. It's just a vibe of mine, of course. Anything can happen. But, I think Muir left its season out on the field by beating PHS last week. I don't think they go on the road and beat Malstead. Not the way Joey Davis is playing. I saw this Santa Fe team this summer. I talked them up during the summer passing games. I said, man, this team, they're pretty good. Even the Charter Oak guys, after having played them, were like, hey, these guys can do some things. And they played the tough non-league schedule, and that cost them. But now they're relevant again. And, of course, they're kind of like Monrovia. You kind of wonder, Steve Ramirez, who have they beaten, to get good again? I mean, was the Del Rio League that good? La Serna, Cal? I mean, I don't know.
No, I mean
they did it pretty easy, and they're playing great defense.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the Del Rio League, it was really a running base league.
Yeah.
And at point in games, Santa Fe knew that these teams couldn't drive on them. You know,
Right.
it was strictly a running game, and they just made sure that as long as they didn't give up big plays, that they were going to win those games.
Yeah.
And you know, like and Joey Davis can beat you in so many ways.
Yeah.
You know, as a running back, he can catch the ball out of the backfield, turn a short pass into a long gainer. He had a punt return for a touchdown. I think it was against California. So I mean, he's a tough guy to stop. You know, because he's on. You know, he plays both ways. You know, he's on special teams. You know,
gets his hand on the ball a lot.
Yeah. So Christian Malstead is a pretty good defensive back, and he makes plays as a receiver. So.
Yeah. Well, let's pick it, guys. I mean, as it sounds, I got Santa Fe going to the championship to play West Covina, so I've got them advancing this week past Muir. What do you think, Miguel?
I got Santa Fe as well. I mean, if we go back to the last couple of years, or at least since I've been here, the reason why Muir has been that kind of team that as potentially could upset someone, and the reason why teams didn't want to draw them in the first round is because they've always had a quarterback who's been a playmaker, whether it was Reuben Thomas from a few years ago to who was the kid last year? God, I'm going blank. It was Reuben Thomas, Jeffrey Davis at quarterback, who were guys who were playmakers. This year, there was Josh Washington, who looks great on the field, but hasn't really built any consistency. And then they go with Derek Holmes, which seems like a weird move to me to start him in the turkey tussle. And then offensively, they got Tyron Owens either running out of the backfield, or they got Denzel Taliaferro.
Right.
They seem to still trying to figure out what they're doing offensively. You can see that even when they're winning. So I think that Del Rio is just much too structured. They're much too disciplined. They're much too. They have a lot of momentum going their way right now, and this is what they're gearing up for. Like you said, Aaron, Muir may have already left it all on the field against Pasadena last week at the Rose Bowl.
Right, Stevie, who do you got?
I'm going with Santa Fe. I mean, they're playing with a lot of confidence now after that tough non-league schedule, and they feel they can win these games, and they're just a much better team now than they were at the beginning of the season, and I see them winning this game.
All right, I agree. We're all three on Santa Fe, which in years past, when you hear that means Muir's home to Rome. But we'll see what happens. This is a big one taking place in the Springs on Friday night. Muir at Santa Fe, first round of the Southeast Division playoffs. Get out there and enjoy it. Thank you for watching.